Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bigfoot Cooking, where today we're frying chicken. Not too complicated, right? It's not. That's the beauty of it. It's all in technique. Believe it or not, you can do this. You could probably do it better than me after you do it a few times, because you're gonna be hungry from just looking at all this happening. It's gonna drive you. You're gonna come out and make some of the best fried chicken. Ooh, you might teach your mama something. For this party right here, we're gonna start out with 5 large chicken breasts. Now, we're not frying the whole breast. What we're gonna do with this, we're actually gonna cut them down. So we're gonna have chicken strips, chicken fingers. You could even call them chicken tenders if you wanted. It simplifies the way they cook. And here, this is our flour. We've got a cup of flour. We've got about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, a little bit of garlic too, but in this case, if you want to do more to it, go for it. If you've got some sriracha, some garlic powder, whatever you want to put in it, make this recipe yours. And then over here, eggs to dip it all in to make that, that delicious batter that goes around the whole outside of it. Realistically, this is nothing but technique, guys. It is not hard. I will try to teach you the best way I know how, but then we're going to deep fry these guys. Now, the question is always, what do you do with the oil when you're done? Well, once we're done cooking, I'm gonna show you guys the technique I use so that I can save the oil for next time, so that way it doesn't go to waste. So first, we gotta prep the chicken. Let's go ahead and get this guys out and get them a little trim work, shall we? Now, to begin this process, sanitary area is required because chicken, it does have that whole salmonella bacteria thing going on, and you wanna make sure that you always try to avoid the cross-contamination. So make sure wherever raw sits, you don't put anything that's done or cooked or anything, so you pick up that bacteria. So this is my raw cutting board, and this has been my veggie cutting board. Keeps things simple and, like I say, doing everything you can to prevent the cross-contamination. Now we've got our chicken breast, and so what I've done, I've dried these guys off so that way they're not just dripping wet with juice. And all we're gonna do, we're gonna take our knife and we're gonna cut these guys down to, a fingerling size. Like I say, however, you want to cut them into nuggets and do this, you could. I mean, depends on how your family likes to eat. If they just want chicken, well, then this will give you chicken. But if you want nuggies, well, trim them up a little bit. Like I say, it's how small do you want them, You want little bitty ones? Well, go for it. So now that we got these, now that you got the process down, let me hack and whack all these guys. Now these are the moments where having a good sharp knife make all the difference in the world. You can just go right through it and slice it, and it makes things so much simpler. So if you have the ability to sharpen your knives, go for it. I mean, there's so many other channels on YouTube that have done knife sharpening and stuff like that. Check it out. It will make a world of difference in how you prepare your food. A sharp knife versus, hacking and it's not worth it, all right? Keep your knives sharp. It'll make this so much easier. So now that we got these done, let me get the flour and the egg back and get the oil hot. Let me show you how this process goes. Now, if you watched my last video, you might have seen this little guy right here already out once. I made some stuff using duck eggs, and I had a little bit of duck egg left over. So I went ahead and added some chicken eggs to it, so that way I had enough to do this dipping. But if you're curious about a way to use duck eggs, check out the potato one from last week. So to do this, all we're gonna do, we're gonna take our chicken. Oh, this one has a bone. Would you look at there? Shame, shame, shame. Check your chicken. Now, we're gonna take our chicken, we're gonna dip it in the flour here one time and get it just a little sticky. This gives the egg something to grab onto a little bit more. Shake it off, and from here, into the egg wash. Get it nice and swimmingly coated. And it comes back out, let it run off just a little bit. If you just flip it straight to it, what's gonna happen, you're gonna get a lot more egg into the flour. And while you get little crispy bits, by the time you do this whole little bit right here, it's a little much. So we got that out. We go right back in here. Now here's where the wet hand, dry hand comes in. These guys are wet, this one is not. We're gonna sit here and coat this guy up with this hand and get a nice batter on it and make a mess, of course, in the process. There really isn't a way to dredge chicken without making a little bit of a mess. And here, we'll put it right on this plate and keep the party going.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, that'll be enough for right now. I don't think we need to quite do them all yet because I'm getting myself a plate full of it here. So let me wash up real quick and check on the oil, and I think it's time to do some frying. Oh yeah, the frying pan loves us today. Okay, oil has reached 350 degrees. Let's take some of these lovely chicken pieces here and just give them a nice hot bath, shall we? Oh, look at that. Is that not beautiful? Just frying away, just as happy as can be. We'll put our little nugget here. Let's see, I think I can get 2 more in there. 1 and 2. Oh yeah. Now we'll give this a couple of minutes to fry up some while I clean up the digits, and we will check back on them shortly. All right, let's give everybody a little turn so they don't burn. They're not done yet, obviously. They're very light in color, but I just don't want nothing to stick. I don't want nothing to mess up. I like my chicken perfect. And speaking of perfect, you know when they're done? Not by looks, but by digital technology. That's right, we're gonna take this guy, poke it. Let's see, what do we got? We have achieved that magic 165. Let's go ahead and set these guys off for right now. Get them ready for the next load. Now the good thing about this is while these guys are here cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up with the other ones. That way, it saves a little time, prep time, you know? Woo! Getting too busy battering up and not enough flipping it up. Come on over. Tell you what, me and the egg and the flour got in a little bit of a fight right there at the end. We just barely had enough egg and flour to make it to the end of this run. So if you a heavy dipper or a heavy flour, you may have to mix up just a touch more. Or maybe if you're not messy like me, you might have enough to go the distance as well. One never really can tell. It's cooking. Things are not always precise. Things don't even always make sense. But they do make dinner, and dinner is what's important, right? Oh yeah. Get on in there, boys. We're coming to the end of this here. I think, yeah, we're gonna have one more little skit-scattle in there, and then, woo, it's gonna be time to eat. Nope, I'm in a hurry. See, that's why I like this. You look at the color and it's like, yeah, we should be about right. But then you look at the temperature, it says 140. No, 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 no. Must wait. Must have things done right. Must not die for dinner. It's good chicken, but it ain't worth dying for. Now to point out something that's really cool about the wok, by the way, all this splatter that's happening, a lot of it is hitting the edge of this and it's not going out everywhere, which makes cleanup so much easier compared to like a cast iron when you're frying like this. I mean, you're getting out all the cleaners and everything. But with this, a little bit of touch up, a little bit of wipe up, so much better when you're done. I'm telling you, save time, good way to cook, uses a lot less oil too because it's kind of funneled down toward the bottom. So that way you're not pouring a gallon of oil in here just to fry up a couple pieces of chicken. I'm telling you, the wok is the way to go. Just like I'm gonna go after this chicken. And just like if you don't mind, you could go after that subscribe button. See how it says subscribe? It's supposed to say subscribed. There's a D on the end. You ain't done something yet. And I would appreciate it if you did. Just like I'll appreciate it when this chicken finishes cooking. And kind of for my last tip before this comes out, when you're slicing these, if you'll keep all the thicknesses roughly the same, that'll help with the cooking process. Because if you've got a fat bulb left on the end of one, well, it's gonna take longer to get in the heat into that little center versus a nice even strip of chicken. I mean, it's still gonna be chicken, but you're just gonna have to wait about 2 extra minutes on it to get in there to cook it. Again, no raw chicken, no cross-contamination either. Man, I think I've washed my hands like 15 times just on this little bit of chicken right here. There you go. Fried chicken, just like that. Just like, dang, that was easy, amazing, quick, and well, let's see if it's delicious. Come on, of course it's delicious. This stuff is awesome. Wish I had some dipping sauce set up here, but that's another show. This is normally the part I say, hey, Bigfoot is real, but today, oh no, this is only the halfway point because we still have to contend with the cooking oil. We don't want to just throw it away. We're going to filter it and save it. I'm going to show you how to do that after, that's right, after we talk about Bigfoot. Because believe it or not, Bigfoot was caught recently riding around in a golf cart. Do you need a license to drive a golf cart? I'm not sure, but Bigfoot doesn't think he does. Look at him. He's hauling butt up that hill. I tell you what, I hope he's got a license or at least permission to be out there. Maybe he took somebody's golf cart. I don't know. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have me a couple of bites of this stuff. We're gonna let the oil cool, and I'm gonna show you how to clean it, filter it, and use it again later. Okay, our oil has cooled down to a moderate temperature. It's still a little warm, but it's not anything that's gonna melt plastic or your fingers or anything like that. So to begin this process, we're gonna grab a glass. Now, I always try to make sure I've got a glass that's big enough to hold all the oil and then some, because sometimes you can be off in your visual measurements and you don't want the stuff to go everywhere. Grab a funnel and then go to the store and get you one of the cheap coffee filters that are like the permanent style. Doesn't matter what brand, doesn't matter, you know, if it's for yours or not. But these are the permanent style coffee filters, and you just drop it into the funnel. Now you've got a way to get out all the big solids through here. And the coffee filter, this style, it actually flows pretty good. Now I've got this over here because usually I do this over the sink because it always inevitably makes a mess. But because I'm trying to do this on camera, we've got this guy right here. So we're going to take our wok with the oil in it, and we are going to pour it into the coffee filter, and we're going to try to do this without making a mess. Let's see what happens. Pour, 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 pour. Hey, now as you see, this is actually moving pretty quickly, and you can see some of the solids in the bottom. And we're going to stop about right there. Now, you know what, just for demonstration purposes, we're going to pour all the stuff that's left behind. That's basically the breading that came off of the chicken and stuff like that. It's all sitting here in the coffee filter. And now I've kind of stopped up my filter some with the stuff. But as you can see, did I really overestimate? I had a nice tall cup of oil. Thirsty? That's phase one. Let me move this away and I'll show you how to do phase two. All right, now you saw how fast it went through this filter. Didn't take too long at all, but we want to try to get some more of the debris out because we're being extremely picky today. Normally, I'd be fine with this, but depending on your level of cleanliness or filtration, whatever you want to call it, now we're going to take a regular coffee filter. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy. We're going to lay it in here with the other filter for support, you know, moral support. We're going to take the same oil that we just pulled through here, and we're going to pour it into here. Let's see, we'll get a little bit in there. Like you guys noticed before, this didn't take long at all. Well, the paper filter is a lot slower. It's going to take a while to run through, and because I can't just dump the whole thing in there, I'm going to have to do this in steps. So this is going to take a little while, but I'm doing this for you guys. So I'll let you know. Let's see, right now it is almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll let you know what time this gets done.
Low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. All
right, well, we've been going and going and going. It's now 6 o'clock, and I still have this thing half full, and it's probably going to take the rest of the night to get this last little bit out of here. But That's how you filter the oil. That's how you keep it clean. And that's how you recycle it. Now, if your oil was like completely shot out, which usually you know that from the smell, it gets kind of a rank smell if you use it too many times. Best way I found to throw it out, get you an empty Coke bottle, funnel it into it, put the lid on it, chunk it out with the trash. Unless you guys happen to have some kind of recycling center in your area. We don't, but hey, more power to you. So until next time, you can tell the Rugrats have been eating the chicken, and you know that Bigfoot is real. Y'all take care. I got some cooking to do somewhere else. Yeah. In here, I've got a cup of flour and let's see, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, pinch of oregano, Lord have mercy. And you want to make sure you always avoid